Hello again. I was rummaging through my cupboards looking for stuff that would be interesting, and I came across a kit which I believe would be very, very interesting. It is for me, and it's this kit. It's the Matchbox 132 scale Spitfire Mark 22-24. Very unusual kit, an unusual scale for me. And I picked it up back in 1993 when I was at Duxford. It was at one of these, trade stalls. They set them all up, and then people were there selling their part of their stash of kits, I suppose. And whilst I was looking for the Airfix Firefly, I saw this piled up in the corner, and I said, no, I've got to pick this one up, And let me see. That's the side of the box. It's a 3-color model kit. Okay. The box is in very, very good condition, actually, considering the age. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken, this is the original 1976 issue of this kit. Let me just see whether I can find that. No, doesn't say anything. The original seal is still on it though. Oh, this says 1963 Matchbox International. No, wait. 1983. So this could be the later issue, which is why it's in such good condition, but that's okay. Now, this is still sealed, and I don't know, and I can't remember whether this was sealed by me or sealed by the guy who sold me this. Let me just pop it open. So it's going to be a surprise for you as it is for me. Okay. All right. Let's see what I bought all those years ago. I remember thinking to myself it was probably complete, but oh wow. All right. So that's the cover on one side. So that's what is in the box. It looks like as if I may have... It could be my doing, but never mind. Let's have a look. The whole idea of these videos is to show you what I have in my stash and also bring back memories for those of you who remember and those of you who came across these. That's the transparency. Very nice, very clear. Hardly any scratches. Apparently that's not accurate, but you know what? That's a separate issue. More important for me is that I have one of these, right? So, and I can show this to you. So that's what you would find in a 132 scale Spitfire Mark 22-24 from Matchbox. Quite decent, actually. I tend to find that the bigger scale models would have they age better, if you know what I mean. Okay, that's the transparency. Let me put that back in. Instruction sheet. Ooh, instruction sheet and decal sheet. Let's pull that both out. Let's pull those both out. Decal sheet actually doesn't look too bad. It's yellowed around, but the whites do look very white, actually, to be honest. A bit of cracking here and there, but nothing that a bit of decal saver solution would not fix. Let's put that away carefully before it gets even worse, and I'll probably find a Ziploc bag for that at some point, but thankfully it was inside this. It looks to me like as if I may have opened this and packed this all the way myself all those years ago. Instruction sheet, classic Matchbox, right? Oh yeah, comes in 2 sheets. Let's look at let's look at this one first. The decal options. So you've got an RAF one. Well, you got 2 RAF one. One is an RA, Royal Auxiliary Air Force one. This is the paint guide. Okay, and then you've got a Royal Egyptian Air Force option as well. So a nice selection of markings, and distinct enough. And there are a lot of roundels, right, which come with this thing. But you see, at least I have enough here to build an Egyptian aircraft if I wanted to, and I have enough roundels here to build also. Basically 3 models from this kit. I just got to find another 132 scale Mark 22, Mark 24 lah. Okay, or if somebody out there needs one, can always come and look for me, I suppose. Then this is the actual assembly. Sorry, got upside down. And typical Matchbox. This looks quite good, right? It's got an engine and everything. Apparently if you really get down to it, it's not 100% accurate. No kit ever is, right? But apparently this one is not that good, not very good at all. In the sense that the canopy shape is a bit off. Let's see what else. Cockpit is not as detailed as it should be. It could be better. I mean, this is 132 scale, so you do have to think about that. Okay, but again, the idea behind this is, well, where else are you going to find a 132 scale Mark 22, Mark 24, right? Apparently, this is the only game in town if you really want one. Okay, so let's have a look. Adjust the light so you can actually see the parts better. Okay, here we go. Now, everybody likes to diss Matchbox for their panel lines, right? And they call them trench lines and all that. Some of it's justifiable, I think, but in this case, considering that it's in 132 scale, the model is bigger. The trench lines are about the same. So in this scale, the trench lines don't look too bad, actually, to be honest. Under a layer of primer, and then a coat of paint, and maybe even the decals as well, these won't look half bad, actually. Now, surface detail is nice. The recessed panel lines are there, bulges. Now this is the upper wing. So this would be the gun base. And those will be the gun bay covers. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there will be gun bits which you can install inside there to get the gun base. Okay. Oops. That fell off. Okay. We'll figure out what that is later. Now, apparently these are not correct. They are the wrong shape and size. Again, okay, I get that, but not going to stop me. I'm very happy that I picked this kit up all those years ago. Now you start to see the classic trademark Matchbox model parts, right? They come in 3 different colors in this particular model. Okay, so that was like the sky type S kind of coloring, light greenish. And then you have this, the engine block. This sprue is all in black. Okay, so you have things like the engine block, the top of the engine block, some other bits here. The pilot figure is in 2 parts, front and back. He doesn't look half bad, actually. If you have a look at him closer, he does not look half bad. And I think if the cockpit is in bad shape, then you could use a nice cockpit figure like this to kind of like fill up that space, and hopefully it will not be that sparse. Now, there's a problem right there, right? I think that bit is supposed to be there somehow, and it broke off. Dear. But at least it's here. So at least I know that I need to fix that. Okay, that's fine. That's the front wall and the foot pedals. And that's the instrument panel. And I think that's where people say, oh, goodness me, that looks more like a toy than anything else. That's what they would say. Under a coat of paint and maybe hopefully some kind of aftermarket, we might be able to fix that, but that's what it is. I again will not lose much sleep over that, to be honest. Now, fuselage or fuselage, that's the bottom bit. That's the tail, and that's the upper covers. I believe those are the sides, and that's the other one. Nice interior ribbing. Apparently, this is quite impressive. People on the internet have commented on it. You have punch-out marks like this, which obviously need to be dealt with. If you can see that, let me just show that to you. Yeah, there you are. But this part, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be hidden by the fuel tank. So that's not too worrisome for me. Likewise for that, punch-out marks. Yeah. Yeah. Gives it a nice kind of like the typical fuselage kind of effect, right? Very realistic, actually. Let's see. Spinner. The spinner apparently is the wrong shape. It shouldn't be so blunt, apparently. So I suppose a bit of sanding may be in order just to sharpen that nose up a bit. I don't know. I won't call myself an expert in Spitfire, so I really can't tell. Now that was in dark gray, by the way, so that's the second color. And we're back to the first color again, part of the engine, and then the lower wings, okay, and then the other half of the tail planes. Wheel doors, not too bad actually. I like this. Some swirls, but they don't affect. No, they don't. They don't feel as if they have affected the surface. You see that? It's not too bad actually. Okay, but this video is about me showing you what you would get in the kit, right? Now, bit of a check around. Okay, you have that bit, and then you have this, which I think is one of the fuel tanks. It's in black plastic. Apart from that, I think that's it. Except for this little bit, which, as I said, is supposed to go into that canopy framing thing. This last sprue is also in black. There's this hefty spar, which will help you to get your dihedral or anhedral or whatever it is in good order. You have your propeller blades, which are separate bits. Apparently, these are also the wrong shape. I'm not sure why. They look okay to me, so I'm not going to quibble too much about it. That's the other bit of the spar. Guns. No, those are not guns. Those are something. No, they are guns. Goodness. Those are the 20mm Hispano cannons, and those are the cannon sleeves in the wings, right? And apparently there are aftermarket sets which you can get to replace these. And these are the gun belts. So it's fully exposed, right? When you open up the gun covers, it's fully exposed. You can see everything. Now, fuel tanks. This bit, the radiators, apparently these are too shallow and too short. That's what somebody said. Again, I don't know, so we'll leave it as that. Wheels, they are in the 3-spoke. I don't know whether that's accurate or not, but again, I'm not going to quibble about this. Obviously that's a bulkhead of some kind. Yeah, I think that's the rear bulkhead. Undercarriage legs, apparently again this is not usable according to a modeler. Oh dear, can you see the blades? The blades have got sink marks. Can you see them? Yeah. I have a fix for that. Okay, I use liquid dissolved putty for that. But okay, so there we are. I don't think there's anything else here. Let me just check to make sure that there are no missing bits lying around. Because this thing looks as if it's a little bit short. So let me just put everything back in again. wings, fuselage. That fits over there. More black bits. The last bit of the wings. The instruction sheet. And I'm gonna put exactly where I found them. Okay, and I will find a separate plastic sheet for a Ziploc bag for those decals because they look like as if they are salvageable. So I will try to do that. Transparencies. Okay, so let me just look at that bit. I am now a little bit concerned about that bit there. There we are, that thing. And that piece down here, which, let me just have a look at that. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so no other missing bits. Thank goodness. So that one will fit right back there. Maybe I should just glue it back. After this video, I'm going to just go and glue that back just to make sure that it's safe. Yeah, so yes, so that's the Matchbox 132 scale Spitfire Mark 22, Mark 24. You are seeing all this exactly as I'm seeing it. I think I did that. I don't know. I can't remember. But it was sealed. You saw me open it. Okay. Very, very well-maintained box, I must say. And considering that it came back to me in Singapore, with me on the plane all the way from UK, Duxford, says a lot, right? About my OCD about these things. But yeah, pretty good condition. Okay, and that's it. I hope this was fun. It was fun for me because, as I said, I like sharing these videos because these are kits which are very difficult to find nowadays. Oh, by the way, this one has been reissued by Revell. Warts and all, exactly the same thing. And I think the highlight of that issue is that it comes with a brand new set of decals. So I mean, if I really, really wanted to, I could pick up that kit, use those new decals, and basically build 2 Mark 22, Mark 24s if I was so inclined. But for now, I'm very happy with this. I'm glad that I was able to find this. I was looking for something interesting to share today, and I'm glad I dug around and I found this. Okay, so thank you very much for dropping by. I hope this was fun. And if you have any suggestions for other things that you would like to see, maybe you would want me. These are not reviews. I think I need to make that very clear. These are not reviews. I'm not reviewing them to tell you whether this is a good kit, bad kit, and you can buy this kit or whatever. As you can tell, I do my research and I do find out whether or not there's things that you need to be concerned about if you are. But they are more about showing you what you get in the kit. Especially if it's no longer available, especially in this guise. It's nice to see what was available and what you can find now. Should you ever come across one of these things in the flea market or at Duxford or any of those places where they have these little trade stalls, you know what you will get. Thank you very much for dropping by again, and I will see you soon. Take care and happy modeling.